fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo! Hey there, noobs. Capsuleers. Welcome back to the Eve Echoes University 101, where today we're going to talk about the skill trees in the skill career. And behind me, you'll see the three options. Now, I will say that this skill tree thing is not even useful. So like this is what you start off with. Go up here and click this switch button and come to the land of the, seeable. So it's not all, this is all convoluted and crazy. This is easy. We like easy. So basically in Eve Echoes, it's recommended, it's not required, highly recommended that you decide what you want to do and really focus in on that path. Example, if you want to do PvP, we're going to be talking about in a second, weapons, technologies, and electronics, but if you want to be a marketeer, well, you need to be over on this side of things, with our applied sciences and our, corporation management and our trade, specifically for marketeer, all this stuff. You got to really pick. Now, remember, October 13th, 2020, the game is implementing the ability that if you put research into things that you didn't want to because you didn't know and you're new to the game, well, for Plex, you can then do a reset. And that's what the dev team announced in the official Discord and in different channels, which I think is a great thing. Being able to reset mistakes you've made and even I've made, well, we'll get to do whatever we want to do then. So, thumbs up. So, here's what I would say. Starting off, let's go through the different ones. If you are going to be a PvP pilot, the first thing I would say is, what ship do you want to fly? Many people out there know that I fly several different ships, which kind of makes it difficult to do what I do. But let's start with that. So, frigate command, destroyer command, cruiser, battleship, and then industrial. I don't use industry at all, so I actually don't worry about industrial command. And to be honest, if I was you, I wouldn't bother with industrial command, even if you are a minor captain, because it's just a speed boost. Put that into other stuff. I mean, maybe you will. Battleship, I'm not touching because I don't actually plan on doing battleships, but one thing I'm running into is I've made so many changes into how I fly. I actually fly frigates, destroyers, cruisers, and battlecruisers, which is actually a bad idea to fly all four of them, but I have been. So like my frigate, you see I've got upgraded to 8 points because I fly a Drammy, just a beautiful little Cylon Raider. And I use that as a PvP ship. I also use a destroyer, which you see I don't have advanced destroyer command too. And this is all speed buffs. Now I will say the speed is most important for the frigates because frigates typically speed tank, or they'll use that speed plus DPS to make sure that they're taking advantage of the accuracy fall off of bigger ships. So you want to focus in on what you want to do. So if you're a PvPer out there, what does your fleet doctrine say? Or what does your, the group that you fly with do? And if you're solo, you're probably going to be in a frigate. So you want to make sure you're focusing on frigate command and make sure you're going into that route. Or you could be like me and literally do all of them and take forever to get these points. Let's move on to the next one under maintenance. So here's another thing. For example, if you're an Amar player, typically, and this isn't all the time, but typically you're going to be like an armor tank on your big ships. So that means you wouldn't want to put a lot of research into shields. You see, I don't have almost anything into armor except for what I got with my, tutorial. But shield operation then becomes important for your shield regeneration, which is the shield boosters right here, or your shield hardeners, which I use not the gold ones, I use the red ones, the invulnerability field. So this is very important for me to have the shield hardening upgraded, and I've got 8 points into that. Need to work on 9. Also a pro tip, to get expert, remember you have to be Omega to unlock the second and third layers of each different one. All the first ones are free. Second and third, you need to be Omega, but you can grind out Omega in game, no big deal. You can get to rank 5 in the second one to start doing the third tier of each upgrade. So that's a note to do. And then defense upgrade, this works for everybody. This goes right back to me saying, hey, it's easier to pick what you want to be because you run into, well, dang it, now I need to do it for all these ships. And that's the problem I have, is I'm upgrading frigates and battlecruisers right now. I've decided my main 2 ships, Drammy, Hurricane, also Thrasher Fleet, also Stabber. Dang it. You see my dilemma. And then finally, if you're a PvPer, and this is probably the biggest thing I can recommend, pick a weapon. Pick a weapon. I'm doing cannons because that's the type of ships I fly, like the Dramil, like the Hurricane. And doing that, I can do small cannons and medium cannons. So at least I'm even all the ships I fly, I'm distributing that amongst 2 different weapons, or 1 weapon, 2 different weapon types, the small and the mediums. I'm not worried about large because I'm not doing battleships, and my power grid's not good enough to be running too many large things on my battle cruisers anyway. So I'm focusing on medium, where I have 8 on that one, then I have 8 on the operation, and then I have 8 small and 8 small. So 16 points into each, helping me get better as a cannon expert. In that same regard, though, as a drone boat, I wasted some into drones thinking, hey, I like drones. It's a waste of my time. Lasers? Yeah, I'm not a Mar. I'm not using lasers. Wasting my time. Railguns? I put some into railguns. Talk about things I want to pull back. Right there. So, shout out. And then decomposers. Hopefully nobody's wasting time and money into this until these ships actually come into the game. But focusing on a weapon choices PvP helps you out. Now let's move on to the other side of the tree, like the industry side. If you want to be a person who makes ships, which right now, one of the most profitable things in the game is ship making. Whether you're making the faction ships like Dramils or even just regular ships like Stabbers and Caracal Navy issues or regular Caracals, people are using those. Our fleet doctrine includes regular Stabbers and Caracals. I'll tell you that much, but I won't tell you anything else. Maybe an episode about fleet doctrines coming up. I'll actually show you some fleet doctrines of other groups to make them real mad because people have passed me their information. Anyway, manufacturing. I actually put stuff into cruiser manufacture here that I'd like back. But if you want to be a industry guy, this is where you want to start putting a lot of your stuff, especially industrial manufacturing. Ooh, man, can I tell you how much is going into that right now? Dude, Reavers and Orp kills enough miners to help populate Venture 3s across our parts of the galaxy. I mean, we kill warships too, but we indiscriminately hunt. So you see structure upgrading. This is big. There are people out there who have upgraded to structure 9 and 10, going through all these, and now they're selling their ability to create structures for some alliances, which is profitable. If you're industry, you want to be looking at this, and you also want to look at upgrading your mining. Right now, I've gotten to the point where when I mine, I simply take the rocks and give them to better people in industry. I don't even bother with it anymore. But mining, super profitable in this game. Honestly, more so than a lot of things. And there you want to go into the ore reprocessing if you're going to be a big miner and sell all this ore or create ships with it. You'll find yourself making lots of money. Next up, you have the social science, which this is for CEOs. You can see I'm doing this right here. 24 hours, I've got 12 points, so pretty large for my corporation. I don't regret it, but it did obviously knock into what I wanted to do. And then you get into the trade mechanic here, market orders, personal contracts, corporate contracts, and then accounting. See, I've got, 8 points into accounting here, helping with that broker's fee. That's another thing. I love PvP, but I love the market, and I wish I had more points to put into this because I don't really have the time. Freight, I don't even bother with freight unless you want to be a space road trucker. Next up on the list is the applied science, and this is for the specific factions that you want to build into. Once again, versus reverse engineering. Unless you're doing blueprints and creating ships, this isn't valuable to you. But if you are, it is. Like the angel invention principles. If you want to build Drammies and stuff like that, you're going to want this type of stuff. I just don't. I realized my mistakes early on. Now, planetary technology, planetology, advanced and expert, everybody really needs to be put into this. And if you're running alts, this is what your alts should be doing. Planetaries, planetaries, planetaries. This is, you buy these, nothing here, planetaries. Do these. You need as many planetaries as possible for your alliance. So that is the basics of the skill tree and of being a marketeer, being an industrial or a PvP. Now, obviously, PvP is what I'm most familiar with because that's what I run. And like I said, focus on what you want to do. Don't disperse everything amongst everything because these little skills, they add up. If you've got 10 points as a PvPer in everything small cannon and frigates and stuff, you're going to be better than somebody who has nothing running the same ship. It really does add up. But if you find yourself to where you're putting 5 into this, 5 into this, 5 into industry here, and 5 into marketing here, you end up being weaker than the average player you're fighting against, and you're relying on your group to make you better. For example, the electronics. Go into the electronic systems, the electronic warfare. I have nothing into, but webifying is very important for fighting frigates. So this is something that you could look at if you're running a battle cruiser. You actually want this. If you were wanting a battle cruiser as a PvP boat for some reason, or even a cruiser, you're going to want electronic warfare. You can see the little dots here of where I've upgraded. See the little dots, fun stuff. Targeting is important for scan resolution speed, targeting range, max lock targets. Fleet support, Not there yet, but that is coming, by the way. And then there's your lasers again. And let's go back one more. Defense upgrade. Not what I'm looking for. Crap. Where is it at? I'm going to have to edit this video, aren't I? Oh, right here on the shield. If you want to be a Logi guy, you're going to want to do remote shield operation to do the group boost for everybody. So pick what you want to do in the game. Focus in on that. And if you have any questions of what works with what, drop it down in the comment section below so I can help you out. I would love to. Also, if you haven't already, check out the video for Reavers. We are recruiting, and man, is it a good one. My opinion, it's the best recruit video put out so far in the contest. Stay safe out there, Space Cowboys. Live long and prosper. And remember, shoot first. I certainly will.
Avec olico e dulce malo, tao aquesto padeari, Yabosha, Yabosha, Yabosha.